Alrighty guys, so we have just completed a lovely lower body workout, and the plan was to go back to the house and cook up a bit of a storm. So being it is that I'm on a Japanese food kick this last week, today we're actually going to be making some sweet Japanese pancakes. Now these are traditionally much thicker and much fluffier than a traditional pancake, so they're going to be about this high. It's kind of cool. And they're made with buttermilk. So buttermilk is like a fermented dairy product, and due to that fermentation process, it actually helps kind of raise. So today we're going to try a macro-friendly version. So we're just heading into the grocery store right now to pick up some of the ingredients that we need, and then I can share with you the recipe. All right, we have the goods in tow, and we are heading back to the apartment. Teresa's just melting into the couch right now. How are you feeling after that workout?
Mentally fogged.
we can hardly string a sentence together,
I
could we?
remember what we were getting at Publix.
We both stood there just...
Where's the buttermilk?
Oh, what a nice day. I wish I didn't have to go to work after this. I just want to go and lay by the pool. One day. We've got the key ingredient, or one of the key ingredients is this cultured buttermilk. And then second is the other secret ingredient, mayonnaise. Now I've chosen the light option. Traditionally, you would use the full fat version, and there's a pretty specific reason for that. And I would talk about that when I'm actually making the pancakes. But the second or the third thing I've got here is the sprinkles. Now something you don't want to do if you're making anything that's like funfetti flavored when you're baking is getting the little tiny like circular, I guess, ball shaped ones. The reason why is they don't really hold their shape very well, and what ends up happening is if you're baking with them, your mixture ends up kind of becoming just really muddled and cloudy, so you don't get like that nice white batter with flecks of color. Instead it's just like muddy. So there you go. If you've tried to do funfetti and it hasn't worked for you in the past, it's probably because you're not using something that is like big enough. So these are the ones that we're going to use today. I've gone ahead and kind of measured out some of the ingredients for this Japanese pancake. Teresa, do you want to kind of quickly list what we've got going on down here?
Yes, so for the dry ingredients, we have about 50 grams of protein, 75 grams of self-raising flour, 3 grams of baking powder, and 30 grams of sucralose.
So that's all those ingredients just here. So I'm going to sift those into the liquid ingredients. So for the liquid ingredients, in here I've got 3/4 of a cup or 175 mils of the buttermilk, and I've chosen the light one. So the consistency of this finished product is going to be a little less moist than if you were using a full fat product. I've also got, instead of a regular egg, which is what the normal recipe calls for, I've used 60 mils of liquid egg beaters, which is the yellow color that you can see in here. The secret ingredient, which I mentioned before, is light mayonnaise or mayonnaise. So normally, again, the recipe would call for a full fat version of this. Essentially, all mayonnaise is oil, vinegar, and egg. So what actually happens is during the cooking, the vinegar actually evaporates and you're left with just the egg and the oil. So this is kind of what makes the pancake nice and light and fluffy and gives it a really nice texture. So that's what's in here, and a little bit of this vanilla essence just to give it a nice vanilla flavor. And we're also going to add in some of the sweetener over here too. So it's coming together quite nicely. I can already see it starting to kind of fluff up. So I just want to make sure that the baking powder is evenly distributed throughout the mixture so that we don't get big pockets during the cooking. So I'm going to make sure that I get rid of all those little lumps, because I can still see some of that in there. Now we've also I added in some protein powder as well. Additionally, the recipe would not have protein powder in here, so I've halved the amount of flour and substituted 50% of that with unflavored whey protein isolate. So I do hope that this comes together nicely. And so this is the first time I'm making this, so I'm very excited to see how we go. And it's all like a process of trial and error. I might not get things right the first time. It could be terrible. But the good thing is I do all of the groundwork, and then I share the good one with you guys when I put a post up on Instagram. So. Ooh, what is this?
This is the magic ingredients to make pancakes into Japanese pancakes. But if you look on the inside, you know, the pancake is probably going to stick if we don't use some sort of spray.
Yeah.
So we are using a coconut oil spray, which has a higher smoke point. And this kind of allows for you to cook at a higher temperature without the oil burning,
yeah,
degrading. So get yourself some of the coconut oil.
Yeah, and that's also why some oils are much better for like deep frying compared to just shallow grilling. That's why you can kind of get away with using like a canola oil or an olive oil just when you're cooking things at home, but that doesn't really work very well for deep frying, just because it ends up burning off before it actually gets to a temperature that gives you that nice crispy finish. So this coconut oil will do really good today with our pancakes. So we'll wait for this pan to heat up and we'll get cooking, get looking. So I forgot to put the crucial ingredient in, the sprinkles. So I'm gonna go ahead and just wing this and just see if we can get a good amount in there. Oh, it's so pretty.
That is really pretty.
There we go. So we'll give that a mix.
Great for kids. This would probably be fun for kids.
Yeah, look at that. Okay. That's cool. I can probably put a few more in there. And then we'll save some for the top as well. Yeah. Awesome. Very pretty. Let me have a little quick taste. Ooh. Oh, it's so good.
How is it before the vinegar's burned off?
Well, it's got a little bit of that acidic taste, but it's also just enough sweetness too, because we put in the sweetener, so it's good. I'm gonna leave this here for about 4 to 5 minutes per side. So it's a little bit slower than a regular pancake because we are trying to cook quite a thick, as you can see, a high or a large volume. That's what I'm trying to spit out, sorry. A large volume. So it's going to take a little bit longer to actually cook all the way through. So at that 4 minute, once I've turned it after 4 minutes or 5 minutes on each side, I'll then pop a skewer in and just make sure that it comes out clean and it's not still all sticky, because I would say that it's not cooked. So
this is the topping to our funfetti Japanese pancakes. These are, we're doing like a glaze.
yes.
So we're gonna start with 1 serving, which is about 30 grams of carbohydrates. So we're gonna measure out 30 grams on here.
Very nice. So this will make 2. This will be enough for both of our pancakes, right?
Yes.
And then for the liquid, I think we decided we were going to try the buttermilk as well. And how many mils of that are we going to go with?
We're going to try 15. And you could add vanilla to this if you wanted to give it another little kick.
Or 20.
Or 20.
And I'll get you a little baby whisk, because I'm pretty sure I have one of those. Look at this. Look at this little cutie. Oh. Just for this purpose. That's exactly why I bought it. Small servings.
Oh. It's gonna get, this is like the glaze you'd put on a donut or technically a bundt cake.
So I guess depending on how runny you want it on your
that actually
pancake.
looks pretty good though.
That is. And then
Unless you want it thicker.
And then we're going to throw some sprinkles in the mix, or are you going to do that on top? Since it's your pancake.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Let's do sprinkles on the top.
On the top, okay.
For aesthetic purposes.
All right. Back to the pancake. So you can see it has risen quite a bit. So I'm just waiting to see some bubbles start appearing before I even consider turning that. It's been about 3 minutes so far. So we're only just starting to see. And I've got the setting at a relatively high temperature. So yeah, give me the bubbles. I'm gonna do a slightly lower calorie version. The reason for that, this evening I know that I'm gonna go out for dinner with my little kids, so I don't want to have to compromise when I go out for dinner tonight. So Teresa's looks, her icing is going to be really nice, but that single serve there has about 30 grams of carbohydrate before we even consider what's actually in the pancake. So I'm going to be trying this flavored cocoa peanut butter party cake flavor. So it's a powdered peanut butter, so it's a vegan product, and it's already got some sprinkles in there. So I'm going to use this. And instead of using the low-fat cultured buttermilk, I'm going to use almond milk. And the reason for that is, again, this product has slightly more calories than the almond milk. So for the purposes of keeping my calories low, I'm going to give this a go and see how it comes out. And I probably will add a little bit of the confectioner's sugar just to give it a bit of a sweeter finish. Pretty good.
So as we were distracted with our icing antics, we forgot about the pancake. But it looks like it needed about 10 minutes instead of the initial 4 minutes, just because it is so thick. So we successfully flipped it over. No one got harmed.
No one was injured in the process.
Kids, don't try this at home.
So I guess this temperature setting here, and it's obviously going to differ depending on what kind of hot plate you've got. Yeah, so the hot plate that I have at my big house actually heats very quickly. So not that I've made this particular pancake before, but I've definitely baked before, and yeah, if I had have left it on that one, we would have had a black pancake. So thank God for this cooktop. It's a little bit slower to rise, so winning. So we were gonna test the consistency by inserting a skewer, and we don't have one of those, but we do have, what is this?
How appropriate. It's a chopstick for these Japanese.
Yeah, it was either that or a hair product. Bobby pin was our secondary option, so I think we're gonna go with the Japanese
feel. You should comment below which one you would have
Which one have you chosen? Would you have chosen this or this? Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to learn more about this, why don't you check out our books online at the Biolayne store. Links are in the description below. All right, that's enough of that. Back to the video. Okay, telltale. So we want it to come out semi-clean. Oh yeah.
That's not bad.
I think we should
What do you
probably,
think?
Yeah, that's good. Let's put it on a plate.
It's a little wet.
Okay, careful, it's gonna be hot. Is that not hot?
It's a little hot.
Do you want us to do something with your fingers? I think you could probably almost just pull it straight up. There you go.
Oh, you probably could.
Okay.
Honestly.
Now which side? It's always deciding whether you want to display the nice crispy surface or the bottom surface.
Ooh, that looks really pretty.
Ooh, we've got to do a second one.
That's not
Perfect. So good. I'm not going to touch that one, that's yours. Okay, let's do our second one. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put our toppings on. Ooh, yep.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hello, beautiful.
Don't you look pretty?
Don't forget.
And then the sprinkles. Oh, so pretty. I just feel like we need a big dollop of ice cream if I had some. Dinner time. Cheers to coffee, because coffee is life. See, here in Australia / America, we use a knife. It's gonna cut straight down the middle.
I cut into little triangles. fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
That is really good.
Yeah, you have the protein icing with the syrup. I have that confectionery sugar glaze, so.
Yum, this is really, really good. Yeah, I'm gonna show you mine as well. So super decadent. Cooked all the way through. That's a good bite.
That's it.
Very thick. So, having just done this for the first time, unfortunately, there's always going to be some kind of textural sacrifice when you're substituting out flour for protein powder and when you're using light products. So I know if I made this with the full fat mayonnaise, full flour, and didn't try to compromise, it would be a little bit softer. But considering this has 32 grams of protein per serve for the 2 pancakes, 48 carbs for the double stack, and I think it was 4.5 grams of fat. That's really good. So of course you've got to add the little extra for the toppings that you choose. But if you ate something like this at like an IHOP or any kind of pancake place and they were using full flour,
0 protein,
it would literally have like 4 grams of protein for that same serve. Because most of the flours and the butters, and the milk would have trace amounts of protein. So this is such a better macronutrient profile. And it's not eating into my entire day's carbohydrates. So, you know, I could still have 4 servings of this and still just be hitting my daily protein carbohydrate targets. Whereas pancake parlor, anywhere that says pancakes, that literally would have been half of my day's intake.
Did you say pancake parlor?
Do you guys have that here?
We don't say pancake parlor.
What do you guys say?
House of Pancakes.
House of Pancakes. We have a pancake parlor in Australia.
That's cute.
Yeah. I thought that might have been an American chain, actually.
I've heard of ice cream parlor.
Yes. I used to have birthday parties at the ice cream parlor. They used to like come out and you get an ice cream cake. And now I just want to put ice cream on this. I think that's a very Australian thing, putting ice cream on pancakes. Yeah. The first time I like made something for Lane, he was like, ice cream on a pancake? Just looked at me like bamboozled. I'm like, yeah, man. Like
bamboozled?
Yeah,
man.
Like,
not heard bamboozled before, but
what else are you gonna put on a pancake so it ain't dry?
Yeah, I think for most people, getting in their daily protein targets is the hardest. But there's also people who really enjoy protein and they request like, can I have more protein into my diet? But I always find most people don't hit their protein targets. Especially with the eating out. When you eat out constantly for a lot of meals, you're not going to hit your protein targets. Yeah,
that was one of the hardest things. So I've just gotten back from Australia and that was my biggest annoyance. So even though Australia generally, they have such a great selection of different foods, it's presented so nicely, like everything is really pretty. So food presentation is definitely up there on their like things of like most importance when it comes to serving up food. But their ability to modify things was really like, they were so rigid.
Were they rude about it?
Yeah, well, not so much rude, but like if I wanted to go out for breakfast and order like eggs, just
egg whites.
Can I have just egg whites? And they were like, it's really, and fairness, we probably were eating at places that were so busy, but they were like, no, we can't do that. And I'm like, do you want me to come and crack the eggs for you? Like, it's not that hard.
That's something simple to do.
It really is, but I guess like those little extra steps must slow their chefs down or something from their normal production. So I get it, like it's a free country, they can do whatever they want, but America, I must say, even though the food presentation isn't as good, it's like just a standard like middle class chain, they are very good at accommodating your needs, and I have been able to modify just about anything I want, and they're pretty happy to do it because it's a tipping based culture. So that is
I know. I think if I were to go to another country, Australia, I think I would just be confounded by just the culture of having reference to compare back to your own country.
Yeah.
And how things are so different.
Yes, this is so good, guys. I'm just like, it's so rewarding to like finish a good workout and then know that you're coming home to something really nice.
Yeah, I'm still recovering from that training session.
All right, well, you guys don't want to see us sit here and finish our pancakes, so tell us what you want us to eat, to cook. I mean, Teresa and I, we train together most of the time. Teresa's actually just started working as one of the coaches for Team Biolayne, which is awesome. So if you want to hit her up for coaching, you can go and check out her page. She does a great job. But yeah, we both really are foodies. So like on our weekends, outside of our business stuff, like we're usually trying to find like something cool to go and eat or to try. And then my thing is like, okay, now how can I modify this and create it at home in a macro-friendly way? So if you have any suggestions, guys,
let us know.
Places, let us know. Give us a comment in the DMs below.
There are no limitations.
No, there really are. There really are. I don't think we would say no.
I don't think there's anything.
Don't ask us to eat alfalfa or Brussels sprouts.
What's alfalfa?
Oh, it's like, I don't know. It's white. It goes on top of salads. It's like a root of a plant. Oh, it's gross. It's really bitter. It's really bitter. It's like horseradish.
I don't think people would enjoy watching us eat vegetables. No,
but that would be funny to like watch our reactions of something that's just disgusting. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. We hope that you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel. I think, Teresa, you've just started a YouTube channel as well.
Started YouTube from the ground up.
What's your handle?
It's just Teresa Miller.
Teresa Miller. Yeah, so make sure you subscribe to my channel. Go and give her a follow as well. Check us out on Instagram. It's T Miller Fit, and of course Holly T Baxter on Instagram. That's probably our most active form of social media. And we'll see you next time, hopefully eating some good food. Cheers. Cheers.